my fish in. Okay, and they're just literally going to sit in that water while we do everything else. I've got 25 grams of butter for our velouté. I've got my flour ready, I've got some fish stock ready, and I've also got my liaison ready to finish off with. So let that melt down. Remember, most importantly again, if we are making a roux base sauce, ensure that we don't burn our butter to start off with. Because if it starts burning, it's going to colour your sauce. You don't want a brown sauce, it should be a light tan colour. Because the main difference between a bechamel and a velouté is what? Lucy? Why is the colour different? What? Okay, anyone else help her out? Okay, a velouté is stock based where bechamel is milk based. So obviously you're going to have a different colour because you've got the colour from the stock. So I'm happy that's just melted. As I say, you can weigh it out, but I tend to visual. So all the time our fish is just sitting there. Also remember, where's this product going to go after we combine it all together? It's going to go back into the oven for about another 10 minutes, isn't it? So what you don't want to do is overcook it too much. There we go, lovely. So I've got my roux. I've got my strained stock. Remember, allow it time to combine and come back to a roux. Biggest mistake people make, they start adding liquid too quick, and that's when it stays like a liquid, produces lumps and sits on the bottom. As you can see there, back to a roux, next bit of stock. Keep an eye on your fish, don't want it cooking too quick, starting to boil, just take it slightly off the heat. If you're on gas, obviously turn your gas ring down. If you're on electric like I am, just move it to one side. Always remember, you're the one controlling. This is about the point now where people decide, oh, I'll put some more liquid in. It's not quite there yet. Okay, give it that another half minute. You see, I'm still going, not put any more liquid in it yet. Now what we're looking for today is a coated consistency to the sauce. So it literally just coats the top of the fish. What we don't want it to do is sit on it and nothing happen to it, because that would just be inedible. You want a sauce, but literally coats and seals the actual product. Okay, two ways to inspect the fish to make sure that the fish is ready. One is visually. Obviously, as it cooks, it's going to start getting firmer. What other way can we check to see if our fish is ready?
Probe it.
You can probe it, and someone said, well, won't your fish get wet? Well, believe it or not, inside, obviously, all the juices are inside that meat. They're mingling in there anyway, so the fish is actually wet. So, it's not a problem that actually, I don't want you to pierce it 20 times, but the odd one time is fine, just to make sure that you're happy that your fish has met the safe requirements. Anyone seen the news? I'm changing the subject slightly. About the chef who got sent down the other day.
Yes.
Yeah? People used to say to me, oh, you're making it up, Paul, when you say you can't get arrested or sent to prison for killing someone. Christmas turkeys. Fish, not obviously, is not as high risk as a turkey. However, you have dual responsibility, both you and the owner of the business, to ensure that your product is safe to eat. Really, really important. I mean, that was quite an extensive case, because obviously about, at the 100 people, about 40 were ill and one person died, unfortunately. But I think he got about a year and the owner got about 18 months. Because what they did, they falsified all the records as well to say that they were safe. Okay, we're getting to more like a sauce now. I want to make sure that I've cooked the flour out, so I'm going to give it a good minute or two just to cook that flour out. Now what you're not making 5 pints today, you just need enough for the product. My recommendation is if you're making something like this, which is either a fish course or a starter, you're looking at probably 25 grams will make you about half a pint, quarter of a litre of sauce. That'd be enough for about 3 or 4 portions as a starter. If it was a main course, probably 2. So this is when you start thinking about how much I need of a product. Okay, we're almost there now. I'm just going to add a slightly bit more stock. I'm then just going to get a little bit of salt and pepper. A little bit of salt and pepper through there. Okay, and we're going to take it off the heat. Back round to the middle, please. Now we want to enrich this velouté. So, as we said before, we're going to add a small amount of liaison to that. That'll give you a lovely creamy colour to your sauce, a bit of depth. It'll also slightly thicken it up. Remember we talked about you can use liaisons for thickening. That's why we don't want to go too thick. Lovely. Okay, that sauce is about ready to use now. So just leave it to one side, get the fish out. Okay, so like I say, you can use a probe your fish. Has anyone got one to hand? Thank you, Karel. Okay, so I'm just taking the packaging off.
take the stuff off and it's not ready.
But I'll just put it back in. I'm happy with 73 because it's going back into the oven in a minute anyway. So that's hit 73. So what I'm going to do now is take the excess liquid off. I'm going to sit it just on a little trivet of the sweated leeks. I don't tend to use a ladle for something like this because it's quite delicate. So what I'm going to do is just nappe very carefully a small amount of my sauce. Well, it is. A lot of people say I don't like fish, and it is a product that they quite like. Then, all I want you to do is get a small amount of cheese. Don't flood it with cheese. Cheese both sides. And then I'm going to bake this in the oven for about 15 minutes so it's bubbling nicely. And then I'm just going to finish it off in the oven, under the grill, sorry. Okay, so we'll come back to that in a minute.